he came back. He had to reverse it real fast. My fault. Of those Green Bay Packers with a percentage of 78. Now we're gonna pause right here, okay? Because me and you were just chopping it up behind the scenes, and you had your opinion, I had mine. I'm gonna put mine out there right now. I feel like Embrew, I'm not gonna say is he's losing that fire. How his team is playing right now reminds me of the season when he won his first banner in the DML and he fell a little bit off his square. Alright, so this year this team wasn't such as much as a powerhouse when he went up against top tier users. Now, listen, the guy won 3 banners. He won back to back to back. So I'm not taking nothing away from the man. I'm just saying I just see something a little bit different in the way he's playing now versus the way he was playing when he won those 3 banners. Now, Embrew, of course, he's going to listen to the show. And every time I put the odds against him, he used that as motivation. And next thing I know, I'm looking up and another Green Bay Packer banner is being raised in the DML Raptors. You are a guy, we already know what you did in the past as far as winning multiple banners. The question I always got to ask for dudes that's constantly winning in the DML, do you ever get tired and have to figure out a new form of motivation once you win that first banner? Then you win the second banner. Then you win the third banner. Is it like ever, like the dude got his hand with the DML rings look like Tom Brady in real life?
Yeah.
So it's like do you get tired of winning? Do you gotta sometimes find new motivations, like coming out losing a couple games? Not saying tanking or anything like that, but I'm meaning by
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You still here. But do you feel like sometimes you gotta find that some motivation from different places?
I mean, I think for me, it all depends on what gets you to go, what kind of user you are, and him and I talk a lot, and I know that he's a competitor. I would say that this list and the percentages, if you're going off regular season and what he finished with his record, because he just got in.
Mm-hmm.
He needed all 17 weeks to get in, beating the Rams to punch his ticket in. But if you're going off that 10-6 record, I can see the percentages. But for my money's worth, the NFC still runs through him. I don't care what seed he is.
Okay.
I think that for some guys, like I said, he's a competitor, and you never get tired of winning because that's what you play to do. Like, you play to win. And the moment for me that you get tired of trying to win is the moment that you need to hang it up.
Okay. All right, so NFC, man, y'all heard it. The NFC is still running through Green Bay, so y'all better...
Until they prove it otherwise, it just is what it is.
Y'all better buckle your chin strap, man, because y'all better bring it. But coming at the number 9 slot, we got the Bucs and the Chicago Bears with a 74% chance at winning the banner this postseason. Then we got C-Rob, the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, finishing with 70% on winning the banner this postseason. Then you got SJ coming at the number 11 slot with the Jacksonville Jaguars with a 68% chance of winning a banner. Then you have Richie, the New York Giants owner, finishing with a percentage of 68% at winning the banner. Now, that was the bottom half of the list. And let's dive into the top 5. Alright, coming in, we got Mr. Niner Time, the owner of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Mr. Niner Time managed to finish with a 12-4 record. Okay, Team comes in with an 86 overall, ranked 10th in offense and ranked 10th in defense. It has a 84% chance at winning the banner this season. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is the team, in my opinion, that's flying under the radar. Okay? He already has the formula at winning a banner, which he did in the early half of this cycle. Okay? The question that I have to you, man, and I'm going to get right to it, because his top threat entering the postseason is this secondary. Is this the new no-fly zone of the DML? Because this secondary caused a total of 63 INTs, which is ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Is it the new no-fly zone? I can't say that. I think they're having a great year. They're hot. I know that rookie he has been playing outstanding. But for me to name it the no-fly zone, I need more than 1 year. Now, right now, like I said, they're playing out of their minds, and he's been able to win when he's forced turnovers. But the thing I think that might come back to bite him in the butt is his own turnovers. Because we all know that in the playoffs, it's about how well can you take care of the ball. And when I'm looking at it right now, it's QB Nick Mullins, who is playing way over his head in terms of his ratings. He's only a 74, but he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league with passing numbers. But he also has 36 picks. So in the playoffs, where every possession means when every possession is very, very important, it's going to be really important for him to take care of the football.
Yeah, I like this team, man. I love the defense, but what I like is when somebody makes a solid GM move in the offseason and it comes out to have them on the plus side. I like how he went after DeAndre Hopkins in the previous offseason, paired him up with wide receiver Dante Pettis, speedy wide receiver Marcus Dixon, and tight end George Kittle. And I tip my hat every time when I see this in the DML. If you are a owner, okay, who can get multiple receivers over 1,000 yards receiving, you're doing something right. So for him to have that and produce that this year with a solid run game, I think, if he can, like you just mentioned, if he can figure out how to take care of the ball, this could be a very dangerous team in this postseason. But we'll see, man. Now let's move on. Coming in at the number 4 slot, we got my Pittsburgh Steelers. We come in with an 80 overall. Okay, we finished the season 12-4. We got the 20th ranked offense, 7th ranked defense, and we finished the season with a percentage of 84. Okay, now I'm gonna get right to it, man. This postseason, we locked in a first round bye, which we knew that we needed. But it's going to come down to, man, one, can I stick to my game plan? Okay, because we already know sometimes in the DML when you playing against users, because we run up against the same users each postseason in the AFC side and the NFC side. So we're familiar with playing with each other. So it's about sticking to your game plan, but also on the same token, adding something new to it also. But my guys, Khalil Mack, Devin Bush, Terrell Edmonds, Stilly, DeAndre Balls, them guys are going to have to bring it because the level of competition in the AFC, man, is flying through the roof. So my defense is going to have to bring it. I'm going to need Devin Bush to knock the life out of every player that come across that middle. I'm going to need Terrell Edmonds to follow up right behind him. Khalil Mack, I'm going to need 100 sacks because this is what it's going to take, man, because the level of competition is so crazy in the DML, man. As far as when the playoffs come, that you got to bring your A game. So I'm going to need my defense to take it up a notch. Even though they balled out for me all year, causing turnovers on a day-to-day basis in the game. But I'm going to need them guys to crank it up another notch, man. I'm going to have to take care of that ball because my quarterback, fell in a little landslide for the past couple games, the second half of the season, turning that ball over too much. So if we could come out, cause turnovers, take care of the ball on the offensive side of the ball, I can see us making definitely a deep playoff run. Only having to win 2 games to get to that Super Bowl. Now, there's only 2 games, but them 2 games, man, can be very difficult. So we definitely trying to get into that Super Bowl. So, man, let's represent the Pittsburgh Steelers. But what's your thoughts on the Steelers coming in at number 4?
Based off regular season success, this is a good spot for them. The Pittsburgh Steelers is what I like to refer to them as. A team where if you don't got your ball carrier on conservative, you might as well just punt the rock about 3 times and not even play offense. And even if you got it on conservative, you still might give it up. You look at this team, for me, what makes them really scary is talent all over the field. Pearson Steele, X Factor. Camu Grugier-Hill, X Factor. What's my man name? Terrell Edmonds, X Factor. Devin Bush, X Factor. Khalil Mack, X Factor. I think what you've done really well, especially for this version of the game, is you've been able to put an impact player on every level of your defense, and on some levels of your defense, multiple of them. And we all know, like I said, it's about turnovers. And those guys, they will make you give it up. Bush makes you give it up. He get his hands on you, you will give it up. Edmonds, you will give it up. And then, if you happen to block those guys, you got a guy like Campbell who fills in and makes plays, and then you have to worry about a guy like Mac off the edge. So this team is really scary defensively, and if you don't game plan well, you can find yourself in the hole really quick.
Hopefully, man, we can sit there. Bush, Mac, I need you to take your vitamins, man, because you went down the very first play of the postseason last season, man. So I just need you to take them vitamins, eat your Wheaties, baby, and bring your A game. But moving on, we got tight work and the Miami Dolphins coming in at the number 3 slot. Now this right here, we got tight work. You know, he finished the season 11-5. Okay, he's coming in with an 88 overall team, 7th ranked offense, 2nd ranked defense, and finished with an 88.9% at winning a banner this postseason. Alright, the top threat, you know, you gotta talk defense whenever you talk about this Miami Dolphins team. Christian Wilkins, DN. Then you got Rennell Reddy at the cornerback position. Then you got, what's my man name? Von Griffin at the strong safety position. Then you got Mr. Andrew at the right outside linebacker position. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name, but it's just so much talent at every single position on this Miami Dolphins defense. But the question that I had, okay, he's entering the postseason with the number 2 ranked defense in the DML. All right, only allowing 14 points per game. All right, do you think that you rather have a hot defense going into the postseason or a hot offense?
All right, so when I'm looking at his offensive numbers in terms of points, it's about 29 a game. And like you said, top 2 defense in the NFL. But I think that for me, I would rather have a hot defense. Like I said, in games where possessions matter, you need your defense to be on fire. You don't necessarily want to get on, be in games where there's shootout. Those don't always end the best for you. I think personally, I would rather my defense be hot rather than my offense. But if we're staying specific to the team that we're talking about, I think he comes in with not only a hot defense, I'm talking whatever you want, he got it on defense. An elite D-line, speedy linebackers who can cover, a secondary who you can't really pass on. Whatever you want, he has, but he also has an anchor on his offense by the name of Kalen Ballage, who, if I'm not mistaken, did he leave the NFL or did he leave the DML?
I think he did.
And rushing yards?
I think he did.
Yeah, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Nah, he finished 2nd by a few yards, but he went over 2K yards. So when you got a guy like that, you really can limit the possession. So by the time you get the ball back, you got a minute left in the quarter, and now you got guys coming off the edge, and you got a 3 and out. He's able to control games. Elite defense, elite run game, and that's really the formula to winning.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you right now, man. I looked at a stat that I just pulled up. His defense scored 8 total touchdowns. That's more than some of the guys in the DML offense that scored all season. That's the crazy part. Like, he scored 8 touchdowns. So if y'all trying to figure out some of the guys that don't know how to put the ball in the end zone, if y'all trying to figure out how to do it, take a look at tight work defense. Maybe I can get some help. But moving on, coming in at the number 2 slot, we got Sweets and those Arizona Cardinals. Now, this right here, man, is a spot that I feel comfortable with putting him at the way that his team performed. But he's coming in with an 86 overall ranked team. He's finished the season 13-3, 8th in offense, 11th in defense. Win percentage is 89.2 at winning the banner this postseason. Alright? But this is the thing right here that I had to take a mental note on when I was getting my notes together for this show. This is the first time, okay? The first time that we would see one of the most dangerous We got some dangerous wide receiver groups this cycle, but this is one of the most dangerous passing attack that we have seen in DML history. Okay, this is the first time that Andy Isabella, Hakeem Butler, and Christian Kirk will be on the playing field in the playoffs together, healthy. Okay, and we talking about, first of all, there are 3 superstar X Factor wide receivers. But for the regular season, they combined for a total of 2,733 receiving yards and 22 receiving touchdowns. Okay, but this is the thing what I like that Sweets is doing. Sweets is adding in a solid run game to already pair with this dangerous passing attack. So at this point, I'm gonna just be honest. At this point, is this pretty much one of those offenses where you just gotta just take whatever he gives to you? Cause you got 3 superstar wide receiver X factors, and then you got a superstar running back. It's just like, what do you do at this point? How do you game plan against a guy like this?
I think that for me, whenever you're playing a user with elite talent and a really good user himself, it's about trying to confuse him with looks. You know that you're not gonna more times than not, you're not gonna shut him down, and you just want to minimize, play bend but don't break defense, and hope that you get some breaks that go your way and you end up on top. Like you said, when the worst of your trio is an 86 overall X Factor, that's a nightmare to game plan for. On top of the fact that I think this year, what really has helped is Kyler Murray has added some abilities, I know, which includes escape artists, which has really been helping a lot. But for me, Sweets is well overdue. Not to put pressure on him, but if you want to do it, do it. You know what I mean? And it's pointless to have all these great regular seasons and not show up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
this is gonna lead me to my next question. Okay, now with him having the 3-headed dragon in place with those wide receivers, Kyler Murray, P. Manning on the defensive side of the ball is playing out of his mind on the defensive line. You got the running back clicking. Do you feel like everything's lined up in his favor for him to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? Like, do you feel like he got the first round bye? It's like everything's just clicking for him. You know, then you got the Packers who gotta pretty much fight their way up through an NFC that he's been just completely running through.
I'll say this, not to cut you off, but if it was any year, it's this one. Like I said, for my money's worth, the NFC still runs through Embro. If anyone feels some type of way about that, prove me wrong.
Okay.
That's just what it is. But ironically enough, if Embro wins, he gets Sweets for his first game off of bye, which is a great gift off of bye. So for me, the winner of the NFC probably comes out of that game. Whoever wins that game probably wins the NFC. So we'll see. He has all his pieces in place. I know a lot of times he's been dealing with injuries with Isabella or Kyler Murray or this guy and that guy, but for one of the very few times this cycle, he has his whole team. So we'll see what he can do with it on the field.
I'm telling you, man, Sweets, I feel like this is your year. You need to just figure out how to put it together, man, and just show up in these playoffs, man. But moving on, you already knew who was coming at this number 1 slot. We got my co-host, Eddie, in the Houston Texans, finishing in the number 1 slot with the best chance at winning a banner this postseason. All right, he comes in with an 83 overall team. He finished the regular season at 15-1, the number 1 ranked offense in the DML, and the number 1 ranked defense in the DML. Okay, he has a percentage of 91.1 at winning a banner this postseason. Now, I'm just gonna get right into this. All right, the way this team is built. All right, we're gonna talk offense first, cause I gotta just break it down. All right, we're gonna talk offense. This is an offensive team that is pretty much is pick your poison. Okay. it when you come into this matchup, you gotta try to figure out whether you want to shut down the run game, who has running back Wesley Crosby, who rushed over 1,000 yards. Okay, so you got to figure out how to slow this guy down, or you pick your other poison, which is trying to slow down this high-powered passing attack with Will Fuller, Kiki, what's his name, QT. So QT. So it's like you got to figure out how to take that off, but just to make things even worse. You got the bad man himself, Mr. Deshaun Watson, who can extend plays with his feet, or who just seems to me to be playing like Michael Vick. Cause I watched the game where this dude done threw a D tackled off of him, didn't panic at all, stood there, okay, cool as a cucumber. All right, there go my man, he's open. Launched down the field for 40 yards when he's playing against the LA Chargers. So, with all that being said, you gotta think about the offense, not even to get on the defensive side of trying to figure out this jigsaw puzzle, who is only allowing 13 points per game. 13 points, ladies and gentlemen. 13 points per game, man. When the offense is putting up 34 points per game.
Yeah.
So it's like I just need the input, man. Like, do you feel like, okay, because you did make some changes on your team. You let DeAndre Hopkins walk. You brought in some young guys, and you struck gold. You struck gold in the draft. You knew who you wanted. You scouted this kid, and this kid has been producing. His numbers have doubled. I believe his first season he had 13 sacks. Now he's sitting with 29. Okay, what's my man name? The free safety, CJ Goodman. His numbers has doubled. 11 INTs, which he took back 2 of them for touchdowns. Do you feel like this is the group? Okay, you brought in a new coach. Your young guys is clicking. Do you feel like this is the group that can have you put another banner in the DML rafters this postseason?
I think it's definitely possible. I like this group a lot. They're really talented on both sides of the field. I think this playbook, it works out really well too, because it has some formations that allow me to run. Oh man, and so coming in, you gotta respect both. I know in the past I've been really pass happy, and you could come in and stop that, and I'd be in trouble for the most part. But I think it's the first year, and this is our 6th season where I had to back over 1,000 yards, 22 TDs. So that right there shows you that I will run the ball if that's what the game dictates.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get too much from me. I truly do respect all the users, or most of the users in this league. I think the AFC is really tough. If you ask me, it's the better conference, and I'm on record saying that.
I agree.
I think that you go through a gauntlet in the AFC, no matter who you play. So it's always tough to get out of there. So I'd be kidding you if I would guarantee anything. I think if I can play my game, though, I put myself in really good position to win. And then we'll just see. But like you said, superstar and X Factor receivers on the outside, and Deshaun really makes it easy for me in certain stretches where everything's bottled up, and he can get me a few yards on the ground and keep a drive going where there was previously nothing. So.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you right now. I played you in the regular season, and it's just some games where you always gotta be on, as I would say, be on your shit, and like you cannot give up an inch of nothing, because it's just certain guys that you can rebound from, and it's just certain users that you got to get and stay ahead of, like. When you need that 3 points, when you needed that touchdown before halftime, before you got the ball back to go about 14 points, like it's just you have to stay ahead, man. You gotta stay ahead. But I like, I was tuning into a lot of your streams this season, and I like what you were able to do by understanding that you wanted to bring something new to the organization with a new head coach, and understanding that you gotta bring those young guys and you gotta let go of them. Let go of that talent that you really want to hold so dear tight on, as far as DeAndre Hopkins, and you just trust the process. So I tip my head off to you, man, and it's showing that If you trust it, you can produce. Because you right now sit at the top of the AFC and you crack the number 1 slot with the highest percentage in winning the Super Bowl this postseason. You got anything to say for the people? Any advice for the guys that finish out of the top 5? Except for Ember. Ember don't need no advice. He don't need no advice. Ember don't need no advice.
I don't. At this point, I don't think anybody does. It's just about playing your game. Most of these games should be really good games, with the exception of a few. But when you look at all the divisions, all the matchups, even the matchup in the first round, you got Bruce and Tight in the first round, 2 former champs who have been there before. Bruce has made it to the Super Bowl this cycle. You got 2 guys that know what it takes to get it done, and that's a first round matchup. You know what I mean? So I think even those guys that didn't quite make the top 10, the top 5, excuse me, I wouldn't feel slighted, because I think that even those guys on the outside looking in have a great shot at advancing themselves. At this point, forget all the outside noise. It's all about you and your organization. What are your principles? Staying disciplined, staying true to what you do, and that alone will either get you further or far in terms of a playoff run, or you'll go home early if you don't hold true to who you are.
Yeah, my advice, man, is just to bring it into this postseason with a chip on your shoulder. For the guys that didn't make the postseason, into next season with a chip on your shoulder. That bend over and take it mindset, please erase it from your memory, erase it from your mind. You know, I don't care who you're going up against. I don't care. Just bring it. You know, just bring it, because like I said, man, the seeing new people in the postseason this season is exciting. I'm looking forward to see what the Giants could do. I'm looking forward to see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could do. Even looking forward to see what the Chicago Bears is going to do. Is the bus going to show up with that full tank of gas, or are we going to see the punch buggy? All right, so I'm just looking forward to see what every team can bring this postseason. I'm your host, OG Chris Murray, man. I appreciate you jumping in on, man. Break it down. The teams who had the highest percentage with winning the banner this postseason. We out.